The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
This is Gary Ball. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for you this week. We have a feature from WKYT from around the state of Kentucky. The Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week is from Lafayette Wrestling. He does a great job out there. Roberts Insurance Team of the Week is the Anderson County Lady Bearcats basketball team. They're in the top 5 in the state. From Nicholasville, we have another Sutherland Chevrolet Driver of the Week with some great sports action. UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, Walker Terhune is in to talk to us from UK Sports Medicine.
It's not the normal time of year to be tidying up a baseball field. But tonight in Nicholas County, they were painting lines, mowing grass, and setting backstops.
Field work all day, all night, working during school. If we have a free period, come out here and work on the field. It's just a full-time job that we don't really have guys to do, so we have to do it ourselves.
Sophomore Ryan Johnson was there hours early, motivated by and preparing for his late coach, Travis Sims.
He's been part of all of our lives for such a long time. He has all of us in class.
They honored Coach Travis in a way they never could have before.
3, 2, 1, 0.
By lighting up this field for the first time ever. It was something Coach Travis had wanted for years, making it a bittersweet moment for new head coach Josh Earlywine.
This isn't real fair. Coach Anderson pretty much built this field with his own bare hands. Travis was here coaching for 20-some years. They didn't get to coach under lights.
But the players know what it means for this program.
The JV guys actually get to play. They get out there and bond, and that'll make us a stronger unit for the future baseball teams.
And Coach Anderson knows just how much it means to Travis.
I know he's up there looking down on us now and got a twinkle in his eye that something like this has happened on his birthday and in honor of him.
In Nicholas County, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield here with you, the King of Stream, and it's that time again. It's our Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. And today we welcome Mr. Braden. Say your last name, Braden.
Giannone.
Giannone, that's right, Braden Giannone. We know who you are. You're that outstanding wrestler over there at Lafayette. But you, excel in the classroom. We know you're known on the mat, but in the classroom, Braden, you do great things. Talk to us about the importance of that.
Well, I've kept up above the 4.0 weighted GPA throughout all of high school, and I'm shooting for eventually going into med school. So it's really important for me to keep my grades up in hopes of doing that after college and pursuing a career in medicine. So,
have you decided, or do you have a couple choices of what colleges that you may want to pursue?
I've actually recently committed to Washington and Lee University in Virginia.
Yeah, outstanding. So, what weight class are you wrestling in currently?
Right now I'm wrestling in the 165-pound weight class.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so tough competition in your all's events that you've had so far, I'm sure?
Yeah.
How do you excel out there on the mat, Braden? Talk to us about how the season's going for you.
I think the season's been going pretty good. I haven't gotten as many matches in as previous seasons, but I don't think it's been too much of a problem. The coaches have all been super helpful, just like they always are, and that's kind of one of the big things that helps me excel on the mat.
Yeah. Talk to us about how long have you been participating in wrestling, and what age did you start?
Oh, I've been wrestling since I think 8 years old. So somewhere around 10 years, 11 years, something like that.
Yeah, so
Um,
you're well rounded in the sport.
oh yeah, been doing it for a while.
You know, who's your big rivalry with Lafayette Wrestling?
Oh, um, with Lafayette as a team, I'd say probably either Bryant Station, or yeah, probably Bryant Station in the city at least. But for me personally, I'd say Union County because I end up against them in a lot of my state competitions. Um, and I've lost two state title matches against them and won one. So
Yes, I mean you have. I mean you're a state champion. That's something we definitely need to talk about. What did it make you feel? You know when you got your hand raised, and you knew that you were a state champ.
oh, it was fantastic. It's been one of my lifelong goals to be a high school state champion in wrestling. Um, the room I grew up in Ohio was an absolute talent factory. So everyone there would be high school state champion, go to college on scholarships for wrestling. So I always shot to be up there with all of those guys.
Well, man, I know you're doing big things over there at Lafayette, and you guys have put together quite the season. Continue to, Lafayette's known now for a wrestling school. When you talk about, you mentioned Union earlier. You got to think Woodford County when you think outside our county as well, and Harrison County. But Lafayette's on the map, and it's because of guys like you that have kind of paved the way for the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep doing what you're doing, man. I know, medical school is right around the corner, but keep putting those shoulders to the mat.
All right, thank you for having me on.
And keep doing good in the classroom. That's the other big thing. That's Braden. And say your name again. Say your last name again.
Gianone.
Gianone. I just don't want to mess it up, folks. Braden Gianone.
It's all right.
Right here on the Scholastic Ball Report. He's our Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. We'll be back after these messages.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week with us. Anderson County Lady Bearcats. Coach Clay Birdwhistle is with us. Two of his stars, Amelia Jenkins and Paige, is with us. Paige Serafini. Coach, how's your season been going so far this year and everything?
We've had a good year so far. From a record-wise, we've had a good start. But we've also, in the last little bit, started to fine-tune things to get ready for a postseason run, and we have to start that now. And we've had some really good practices, and I feel really good about where we are.
Fine tuning, getting the LIT, that'll help you fine tune for the postseason.
Yeah, there'll be a good team or two there. You're talking about maybe the best collection of talent in the state of Kentucky. And I don't know how many of the top 25's there, but it's a lot of them. And every game's going to be a war, and it's just a really good experience for us.
Well, Coach, if you would, introduce each player, what position they play for you.
Okay. To my right, I have Paige Serafini. She's a guard for us. She's been a varsity player since she was in 7th grade. She's committed to go to Campbellsville University and going to play for a top flight program there. She's one of our leaders, and we have high expectations of Paige, and she's had a really good start to her senior year. To my left, we have Amelia Jenkins. She has been, in my mind, if not the best, one of the best players in the state. And she's a kid that doesn't worry about a lot of the things that Miss Basketball candidates can fall into. She's not one that's ever worried about stats. She's one that just wants to play the game the right way. She wants to be an elite defender, and she is. In my mind, she's the best defender in the state. And she's going to be one we're going to hitch the wagons to.
Mia, welcome to the show.
Hey.
You're going to UK, so what has that done to motivate you this year for Anderson County? Have you done anything to make sure that you live up to all that expectation?
Just continue to work and be a good teammate and just play hard.
Coach says you're a real good defender. Tell us about defense. Does that start with the feet and goes up through the heart? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell us how you play defense. Talk to us about it.
I just like to play as hard as I can and really just lock in mentally on trying to stop the ball.
Paige, when did you start playing basketball, Paige?
I've been playing basketball since I was about 4, and it was always in my family, so I started playing at a young age and have been playing ever since.
What skills do you work on to make yourself a better basketball player?
I'd say the best skill for me is my shooting, and I really just try to get better at that every day and get up the shots so I can have the best shot.
Coach said that Mia was a great defender. What would you say your best asset of the basketball player is? Passing or shooting or what?
Shooting for sure.
Shooting, okay. Coach Birdwhistle, you got the LIT coming up. When does that start? Later in January?
Yeah, I'm going to say it starts the 24th, maybe. To be honest with you, we just kind of go game by game. Obviously we're collecting tapes and we're trying to start doing some advanced scouting, but I think it's the 24th or 25th.
Yes, Anderson County, one of the top teams in the state this year, and we thank them for being on the show. Thank you guys for being on the Scholastic Ball Report. We'll be back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Let's go to Mount Sterling for our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week, GRC at Montgomery County. Lady Cardinals with the lead, but watch Reagan Oney go from the left wing to the basket and gets the body check along the way. No foul called. She still gets the basket. Take a look at it one more time. Reagan Oney of Montgomery County. You are the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report and the UK Sports Medicine segment. Today we have Walker Terhune, UK Sports Medicine Athletic Trainer, also at Woodford County High School. Welcome into Scholastic Ball Report, Walker.
Thank you, Bridget. It's great to be here as always.
Well, you've selected a tremendous topic tonight to talk about. Today we're going to talk about the difference between acute injuries and chronic injuries. So, exactly what is the difference between an acute injury and a chronic injury?
Well, acute injury is one that happens with one instance. So we're in basketball season. So a great example is somebody goes up for a rebound and lands on someone else's foot. You sprain your ankle. So it happened in one instance. Boom, that's an acute injury. Another example would be, if we're playing soccer, you twist your knee, tear your ACL, you feel that big pop. So that's examples of an acute injury. Now, a chronic injury is one that occurs over time with repeated motion. So usually that's, once again, if we go to basketball, a great example would be we're doing a lot of running and jumping, and so our knees take a lot of that stress, and so you end up with tendonitis in the knees, and that's usually a breakdown because the muscles are a little weak and they're not supporting the joints as they should. So that causes that overuse work, increases the inflammation and causes pain.
And I guess you see that both types of injuries with high school athletes as well as collegiate athletes. Is that right?
Absolutely. We see that in all walks of life. It doesn't matter really if you're playing sports or not. We see them quite a bit in a little bit of everything.
So what can be done with these types of injuries?
Well, first thing you want to make sure that you get evaluated by your athletic trainer or your healthcare professional. If it's an acute injury, we'll do an evaluation, apply first aid, and it depends on the severity. If it's something that we think needs further evaluation, we'll have them go in and see one of our doctors there at UK Sports Medicine for X-rays or possible more testing. Now, a chronic injury is one, like I said, once again, that is we can determine how bad that is, and usually we can adjust things. We can change the amount of load that the person is taking, such as, like I said, if it's basketball and knees, maybe we need to adjust your practice schedule or something, but we should be able to keep you playing.
And that's the other question too, is can athletes continue to play with these types of injuries,
Right, and that's like I said before, it all comes down to severity. An acute injury doesn't have to mean one that you're going to end up, missing all this time. It could be very mild. It could be a simple ankle sprain that, okay, we can do some rehab and we can tape you or brace you and be able to keep you playing. Chronic injuries, like I was saying a minute ago, we can work on rehabilitation as far as strengthening the area around the joint that may be inflamed. And the biggest thing I always tell people is that the key for any of this is to receive consistent care and rehab for the injuries. One thing is, as athletic trainers, our job is to help our athletes return to play as safely as fast as we can because we understand that they want to play. And as my boss, Rob Butler at UK, always says, let the athlete try. That's our job, is let them try. If it works, it works, and we keep working with them.
Well, that is the value of having an athletic trainer on site to give good advice on medical treatment and health issues that affect all athletes, especially at the high school level. Well, thank you, Walker, for that important information on the differences between acute and chronic injuries.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate being here.
That's Walker Terhune from UK Sports Medicine and Healthcare, keeping us healthy and safe for all high school sports activities. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Well, that's our show for this week. Join us next week for another exciting high school sports show highlighting high school sports. Let's thank our team on the show who make it possible. William Warfield of Pressman, King of String. I want to thank Joel Clace of WKYT, our director, and Bridget DeVries, our executive producer. As always on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.